Welcome to the very first episode of the Heart Leaders Rise and Shine series. My soul is so glistening and glittery and glowing thinking about interviewing the powerful, inspirational leader that is Skyler Mechelle today. Welcome, Skyler.
Oh, hello, Lisa. Thank you so much for having me. This is part of my sacred journey of connecting with my sisters and sitting in this space of being heard and being seen and being known in vulnerability. And I'm so honored to be here with you.
I think, for me, this series is really about open-hearted, powerful transmissions from my heart to your heart and from our hearts to listeners so that they can hear the transparent reality of the healers and leaders that I truly admire, the people that I look to that inspire me. I want to be able to dive into a powerful conversation with you that they can share with. So thank you, everyone, for listening to this. And Skyler Mechelle is someone that I've chosen because of her own powerful ascension, her own inspiration and guidance to rise up from what she's known to be able to stand as a powerful healer and leader to guide other women through their own challenges and their suffering and their trauma. So Skyler, I would just really love to honor you for your recent coming out into your own work. Would you like to tell us a little bit about your journey actually coming out and standing and offering your sacred soul work, sweetheart?
I would be honored. I like to say that my gifts aren't my experience, but my gifts were refined in my experience. I have been a vessel of light since the day I was born, and as I walked through reclaiming that from the trauma of my childhood, I got to pick up those fragmented pieces of my soul that were shoved away in the little boxes where I stored my pain. And through my own healing work, I reclaimed that power. And for years, I was doing this mentoring and healing and seeing and hearing sacredly, divinely behind the scenes. And then I came across all of these beautiful leaders who said, we see you and we see your power and we hold you in high accord. And it's not you saying that everyone else is going to go second if you chose to go first. It's saying that you will invite everyone you've worked with to step forward and go first with you as you choose to rise and accept and come out, as you say, into this beautiful ascension. And it hasn't been easy, but I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Isn't it hilarious how our soul work actually begins in our friendships, and it begins in those private places where we start playing with our gifts and we start, really heeding that call from within. So all of us are really doing our soul work before we're ever paid for it, yeah?
Oh, yes. And I joke about it all the time. Like people say, what would you do if you didn't do this? And I go, well, I did this when I was doing other things, so I think I would just do this anyways.
That's it. And it's a really powerful dedication to ourselves when we can actually socially declare the power of our work and share what it is. And if you can speak from your heart in your words about the work that you're doing right now, who is it that you really serve and what are you helping them with, beautiful?
That's such a good question. I'm someone who walked in the darkness and found her way up the mountainside and decided to remove all of these excess pieces that weren't her anymore and reclaim that power, as we said. And when I reached the top of my mountain and took a deep breath after walking that treacherous journey, I decided to walk back down. And then every time I walk back up, I walk with someone hand in hand as they take their own journey up in their healing path, no matter where they've been, no matter what they've endured, no matter if it's quote unquote trauma or not. We have all been a warrior in our life. And to be able to be seen and validated and trusted in that soul walk from someone who not only is a vessel of healing, but has walked her own healing out is something so powerful. And I get to do that with all of the divine people who walk into my sacred circle. I like to call it my soul garden that I've reclaimed and restored. And And that is who I'm serving now. People who are committed to their ascension, committed to their healing, to do the inner work with their inner child and bring that inner child home so they can rise whole and not afraid to be who they are anymore.
Oh, you're so gorgeous, sweetheart. And I think this is the true power of aligning with a healer who's doing their own work. And that's what I see as being a heart leader, somebody who is being led from their own heart to heal their own past and heal their own stories, and to rise in purpose, to stand by other people who are doing the same. And I guess what I always love is honoring the part within ourselves that has risen and triumphed and ascended, and honoring the part of us that's still in process. Would you mind sharing with us, sweetheart, something that you're in process within right now? What's an area that you are allowing your heart to lead you through, that you're learning from right now? Beautiful.
I love this question as well, just because I feel like so many parts of my heart are always in process. And throughout my work, I have understood that we get to still receive in those places where we're still learning to expand. And that was always something that I still, have moments of doubt with. I stand back and I go, oh, Skyler, you're not fully healed, quote unquote, in this area yet. How can you receive fully? How can you be known as a leader fully if you're still struggling to receive in this area, or still struggling to cope in this way? And for me personally, that is receiving, of not just receiving financially for the beautiful gifts, the powerful gifts, the things that are so worthy of being received in as I declare them and share them with the world, but also in every aspect of my life, in relationships, in my, personal and intimate relationships, to my friendships. I have this sacred connection with the divine and with my God, and I fully allow myself to receive in that space. But with humans, because of my trauma, it's still a swaying of balancing that as I expand and step into new arenas and broader circles of going, can I still trust? And it's really leaning back on that divine support that I have, and knowing that it's okay if I doubt. It's okay that I'm feeling that nervousness. It's okay, and I can validate that within my body, check in with myself, and then still move forward as I'm learning to receive it.
Oh, sweetheart, it's so beautiful to hear vulnerably from you, what you're in process over, because I think the really tricky thing is that there is a bit of a social facade that the healer is fully healed and that we are fully embodying our truth. And you and I both know if that were the case, we would not be here on the planet.
No.
You really want to catch healers while they're still in their human form. And that entails, for me, recognizing that all of us still have areas that we're still in process over. And I think that's truly courageous, because I want people that want to work with me and people that want to work with you to be able to go, these are women who have triumphed over these areas, and this is the area that they're currently working on. And I love the theme of receiving. I've heard so many powerful women talk about the discomfort and the we almost revile against the concept of receiving, because it puts us in such a vulnerable position. And like you were saying, you have such a beautiful divine connection with the heavens and you trust the divine. But when it comes to humans, our capacity to receive from humans is yoked to our capacity to trust them. And we're trusting people that we know are fallible and that we know are still, finding their truth and finding their way. So if you could bring forward, maybe the one most powerful piece of advice that you could give for someone who has experienced trauma, who is really struggling to allow themselves to open up to other humans and really allow themselves to receive, be that money or love or care or support, what do you feel would be the most powerful thing you could share with them, sweetheart?
Grace. I think as people who have suffered, and we all have suffered, as you and I both know, is to know that we don't have to make a decision right away We don't have to make a decision at all and stick with that choice. We are allowed to discern and feel into things before we leap. For so long in our trauma, we had to make life or death decisions, and a lot of our body still operates from that zone of, I have this great opportunity in front of me, I just need to jump or I will lose it. Or I have this great relationship that looks good on paper, I need to jump or I'll lose it. I have this that maybe actually doesn't feel so great, but everybody else told me that I should like this. I need to jump so I don't lose it. And the work that I do, not only with my clients, but with myself, is reminding my own heart and my beautiful souls that we have choice. And in that choice is grace and love and comfort, and that our freedom has no expiration date. Our ability to receive has no expiration date. Our ability to reach our purpose has no expiration date. I have seen my life expand in a matter of months, of days, of weeks, of hours. My healing makes me 125 as much as it makes me my age today. And the same thing goes for beautiful life, So knowing that you can sit back and breathe into those choices that you are invited to make is something that I feel like is key when we're walking any type of healing or receiving out.
Aw, that's gorgeous, sweetheart. And, I don't know who came up with this damn concept of leaping, in the personal development, self-healing field. It's always like, now's the time to leap, spread your wings. And, and these people, their souls just drop to the bottom of their feet, you know what I mean? And their body goes weak because for me, I don't, it's so strange because you can see after the fact that there were times that you leapt. But in that moment, for me, it was only ever the next safest, most supported choice in a series of small, consequential choices that led me to that one place. So there's pivotal moments where you're going to take one beautiful step forward in grace. But I just want to, really have a firm talking to with this person that created this expectation that to be spiritual, to be faithful, to be believing, to really progress and ascend in our lives, we need to freaking leap all over the show. And I go, man, who can do that? Who can take a series of massive leaps? For me, I think we really underestimate the power of small, consistent, gentle steps from a place of knowing. And if it doesn't come from a place of knowing, wait and stay. That's okay. Do you know what I mean? Because I love how you dance with the divine. You allow that guidance, and sometimes it's like, but unless I leap, then I'm not believing the guidance that I've received. And I don't think that's true. I think we totally, like you said, have the freedom to be able to choose the sacred moments when we feel ready to allow ourselves to take the next step forward, whatever that could be.
100%. And, I have muscular legs and a muscular heart, but I couldn't leap all over the place either, because the moments in between, the dance of the color in between the black and the white, is so beautiful and profound. It's the moments where we come to know our own hearts and the divine even more, because it's intimate and spacious and silent and yeah, there's some tension there, but it's beautiful tension that we get to dance with and not just leap ahead of. We miss out all of the juicy goodness, and I did that for so long as I was healing, because it's damn scary sometimes, but it's also this opportunity to go, oh wow, like my muscles don't need to be as tight as they've always been. Wow, my body can feel this fluid. Wow, I can breathe and receive from this ever-living well of love, even if I don't jump.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Hey, that we're worthy of love, and we're worthy of sacred guidance and protection, even if we're not in a position to jump or take that next step, that we're still worthy. This is the epitome of grace, that whatever we can bring to the moment, even if it's just one more breath, is sufficient for us to remain worthy and loved and received.
Yeah.
Well, as one of the, I guess, women that I'm really looking to as a deeply inspiring healer leader, I'd love to hear, what's on the horizon for Skyler Mechelle, sweetheart. What are you moving towards? What's your current vision? What's your current dream that you're stepping closer towards, beautiful?
Oh, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but I feel like all of these paths, all of my in between my weeping led and converged to this destination within my own soul. And I lead with the divine. I lead with my God. I lead with that at the forefront. And right now where I'm sitting, I get to teach and mentor, and I have my courses and I have my one-on-one clients. But right now I really feel called to be in person. I feel led to move so that I can be surrounded by my sisters and start doing in-person events and speaking, and that is something that's really, really beautifully placed on my heart. My writing is my sanctuary. It was a place that I got to creatively embellish all of the feels that I was, exploring as I healed and still heal today. And now I feel like I need to step into this vulnerable place of trusting my voice, and letting spirit speak through me in the presence of people. And so that's kind of on the horizon. I'm looking towards, doing more interviews like this and going and speaking in person, and possibly a retreat in the next couple, maybe year, a couple months. And, that's where my heart is guiding me, and I'm super excited about it.
Oh, that sounds gorgeous, sweetheart. And, it's so lovely for people to hear that we move through these transitions, that, you wrote to express yourself and to witness yourself and acknowledge your healing journey. And now, the transition is to speaking and to being in person and to really, sharing in circle, sharing in community. So I just love that there'll be something after that comes for you, and that there's this beautiful divine path for all of us that for some people begins with speaking and ends with writing, or for some people begins with their own healing and then extends into service, or through serving they're actually led to their own healing. I go, it's so beautiful to hear your path and where you're allowing yourself to be led. I would love to see you speak live. It would be so amazing, sweetheart. You are going to be a sight to behold and to witness. So I really want to honor the amazing courage that you're showing to be able to take your experience and take your sacred soul garden and really start standing so that you can share it with other people. This has been such a gorgeous interview. Thank you for being so open and so willing to share your heart and the reality of what you're experiencing right now, sweetheart.
Well, of course, it's, I've never really been able to experience the type of love that transformed my heart unless I was real and authentic and raw. And that takes time, but it's very powerful once you're in that zone, and I love sharing it aloud. So thank you for honoring me and hearing me and seeing me and allowing me to speak to your beautiful community.
And for those who are really feeling drawn to Skylar for the powerful healing work that she can do to help you to ascend and rise from your trauma into the truth and the beautiful soul that you are, please check out all of her glorious work. I love following her on Instagram and Facebook, and everything that she has to share is exactly like she's been in this interview. So if you feel really called and drawn to her, go ahead and check her out at skyler-mechelle.com. So SkylerMechelle.com, and see more of her glorious soul work there. She's got her gorgeous course, which is unfolding soon, and she has so much to be able to offer you, and you'll know if she's the right person to guide and lead you right now. Thank you for listening to the very first episode of Heart Leaders Rise and Shine. This is Lysa Black. Thank you so much.